So there's a massive lie right now in the data industry. Many people will just say, okay, let me just collect certificate, learn tools, and just get the job, right? So it's completely false, and that's why we have thousands of people studying data analysis right now, but less than 10% of them might not really get hired like that. Why? Because of many are failing, not because of like data is too hard or like the market is actually saturated. They are failing because of they are stuck in that tutorial trap. Like when you spend like 6 months seeing somebody else doing something separately on the screen, some people think when they see somebody doing it on the screen, they can now do it. Not knowing that, especially when you're trying to learn things in the tech space right now. Once, like I used to tell my students most of the time, is that once you have not done something, you have not actually learned it. What you have done is just observation. The true test of your competence is that what once you anything you have learned, you're able to what replicate it. That's why you saying you have graduated is not just on the certificate or you have full notes or no. What is the proof is that you can be able to replicate the exact same thing you have learned. Okay. So if you want to actually talk about like the raw reality right now, what I want us to do now is that let us break the exact reasons why most people never actually transition from aspiring students of data analysis to actually working data professionals. Okay, mistake one, the manufactured environment. So the first reason is that people watch tutorials but they never actually practice. So they see through like hours of structured courses where the instructor has already spent days cleaning the data set, setting up the environment and structuring the queries so that everything runs perfectly. Okay. So the manufactured environment is that when you follow along with a perfect data set, okay, what you're not doing is that like you're not actually carrying out the analysis, you're just what typing fast. It's just like somebody else has done the main work and what you're just getting is just the result. It's just like somebody has already cooked the meal and you're not trying to just carry the plate and the rest. You are not in the kitchen when it was going on. Okay. So the moment like this student open a kind of a blank text editor or like an interface or like any IDE you actually use, or you're being handed a completely like unformatted CSV file for a real business, you now like freeze up. Like when you just see a task that you have not really attempted before, the way you just you first boot small, okay? So they don't know how to handle like the null values, inconsistent date format, mismatch data types, and all that. Why? Because of what they were just having was things that were just what perfect. So if you spend 2 hours watching a video, you must also spend at least 4 hours writing the queries against that raw and messy data yourself. So real learning does not just happen when your queries succeed. When the learning actually takes place is when you're trying to write the syntax, you're getting syntax error, you're getting logical error that wasn't even covered in the video. So you're not going to now relearn, you're not going to search. Actually, that's where that learning actually takes place. Because once you find something yourself, it's very hard for you to forget or for somebody to take it after you. But once you just cram something, after a period of time, you might not be able to still retain that knowledge. So let's go to mistake two. Okay. All right, so this is where I'll call it like hoarding certificates. Okay, so the second reason is that people hoard certificates instead of building unique projects. You see some people on LinkedIn, they have like 19 different data analysis certifications. This one, that one, this one, that one. But recruiters are not looking at your PDF certificates from various online platforms. Right now, anybody can just sit down here for 4 hours and you're going to get any certification of your choice. Okay, so like, even like the hiring managers already know this. So what actually is the value that you are able to produce from that knowledge you got from the certification? Okay, so that's why like I actually say it's not your certificate, but now it's more about your certificate. What are they trying to say is that what many people are actually seeing the proofs of what you have done. I'm not saying certifications are wrong, but the main thing you actually need is the knowledge. Okay, what have you been able to produce from those certifications you have actually gotten? So if your portfolio is just all about the normal Titanic data set, flower data set, the normal real estate like data set, I'm sure like yeah, the same thing with everyone. Okay, so every single entry level candidate has those exact same projects, okay, because of their default like an example in most what tutorials. Okay, so when I'm trying to hire somebody or work with someone and I'm not seeing those basic entry level projects, I know that you're still in the entry level stage, and that's what most people we actually have. So this is exactly where some people actually fail to leverage AI. Instead of using AI to actually write your resume or just generate cover letter, instead of you just using AI for that other part, you can actually use it for what generating like data. Like you can be able to feed up lots of raw data, unstructured data, and will help let the AI be able to create for you some practical like data sets you can be able to work with. You cannot tell AI to remove the formatting, make sure add some errors so that you can be able to find them yourself. So you can prompt the AI asking it to critique your database design, critique your SQL queries. So this is what you are supposed to be using AI for to scale up, not just for only your resume and your cover letter. The third major barrier is the perfection trap. That is like waiting until you know enough. Aspiring analysts refuse to apply for jobs or publish their works or won't reach out to companies because of like they believe they need to master every Python libraries. They need to go deep. They need to have like 85 certifications, learn 168 softwares to run like analysis. Okay, I used to say this lot and lot of times. It's just like a kind of a massive delusion. Okay, the technology stacks evolve every day. Right now, there are even some companies that they will have their own in-house stacks and actually use. Okay, so that means that you never feel like you know enough because every day there's more software updates, different things are changing. Okay, so what you just need to do is that once you're able to understand like the basics, as I even said, there are lots of software tools that are actually built from the source, which is like from Microsoft Excel. So they're just having to remove this one, turn it from green to red. So most of them are just like spin off. Okay. So the main thing is that once you're able to just have that core knowledge, you can be able to like work towards what you know. Not you now sitting alone trying to memorize all the Excel. Right now, there's no need to memorize anything. One AI prompt can be able to generate several code bases and everything for you. So the time of saying that you want to wait for 3 years, as you're even done with your waiting, that day you say, okay, you're done waiting. They are releasing lots of software tools, and artificial intelligence even coming to streamline some lots and lots of processes. Okay, so once you're able to do at least 60% of the job, you can actually go for it. Like I actually tell people that once you read a job description, it's not for you to be able to do everything in that job description. At least if you can even do like 60% of that, then you can actually go and just directly apply for that. All right, because there's lots of things like even when you get to the company, you're going to learn. Is when you now have the project with you, they'll be able to now research and do like lots and lots of things like that. Okay, but if you're waiting to be perfect, like yes, there's this kind of inferiority complex and the rest. Or some people are just scared and the rest like that. All right, but boldness is being gotten or expertise is being gotten. The more you actually act, the more you actually go out there. It does not wait. Like you don't wait until boldness comes on you. Okay, boldness comes by you actually solving one problem, going to the next, one challenge to the other. So that's how you're going to be able to build boldness over time. Like the next one is what building in isolation. Many people actually treat their study in the space as something they are just doing in secret in one cave like that. All right, what is happening is that people actually buy from those they see. So, like even the person that is having 2 or 3 different jobs or roles, it's not as if he's the best, but he's the best known. There are a lot of people that actually know him. Okay, you might have the best stack, you might know how to do this formula, that formula, but if nobody knows you, how like will they be able to even draw or even get to know you? We speak about this a lot in the tech space about what building in public. Okay, your work must not be perfect before you put it out there. You don't get more trust when some people say, like I see his work before, it was like this, but now it's like he has evolved, he has grown. So they know you, they actually understand you. And as I said, if somebody wants to at least work with you, they must at least know, like, and actually trust you. Okay. So for you to do that, you must be able to show up where they can be. All right. So you can join communities, you can join groups, you can reach out to people, and don't just be hiding everything in GitHub. Okay. Start to push them out on various platforms and see how that takes you. So if you want to actually break this cycle today, you need to completely halt like the passive consumption. What do I mean by passive consumption? You just feeding on what other creators are just giving out there from one videos to the other. Like, instead of signing up to more courses, why don't you just take you may say like data set for a particular industry you want to actually work with, clean it, build it yourself, go through the operations and several other things yourself. Then you can now go on various platforms like LinkedIn and even send it. Like, instead of just going there to beg for opportunities, you can actually just send a note that, okay, I've been able to work on this for for this your industry and the rest. These are the few insights that I think might help you. Let me get some feedback from you. So not just my name is this, I have 10 years old, I know how to use these tools. Please, what you're actually doing is that you are going there with value. Okay, the difference between a aspiring analyst and a working analyst is just purely execution, not you just storing things behind, trying to wait for somebody to validate you or something like that. But you're now carrying your value out there, showing what you have been learning, showing what you have been doing. And I'm sure with these few points of mine, you're going to be able to establish yourself. All right, thank you.